Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Salesforce real-time scenario series. Today we are going to discuss to the one of the interview question. So the interview question is the custom validation rules to flow custom error message. So while creation of the record or updation time, which will be the executed by the first custom validation rule or flow custom error message. Interview question is the here which one is the executed by the first custom validation ruler flow custom error message. So as for the order of execution, which one will be the executed by the first? That is the interview question. So here we have to discuss to the in detail. So which one is the executed by the first as for the order of the execution of the Salesforce. Okay. So let's come to the our Salesforce org. So I'm going to create the first one validation rule on the account object. Okay. So, so let's come to the account. I'm creating the one validation rule. Click on to the new. So validation rule is the if account to rating cold is, we need to throw an error. That is simple example we are taking the here. If account rating is the cold, we need to throw an error. So here account to rating cold validation rule. Just simple example to we can check it by the which one is the executed by the first. Okay. So let's insert. So before going to insert, we are checking by the pick list value, right? Is pick value. So we have to use it for the is pick value. So rating, right? Here we have to give it by the field API name. If is pick value is cold, then we need to throw an error. So check syntax. If it is the is-pick value code, then we need to throw an error. Error message just I am giving to the error message from validation rule. Error message from validation rule. On top of the page, I am giving to this one. Well, error message from validation. We can easy to identification purpose. I am giving by the validation rule here. From the flow, we can give it by the from flow. Okay. So click on save. Now come to the here. We are going to create the one flow. Click on to the new. So start from scratch. Click on next. Record triggered flow. Create. So here we can select by the account object. Either creation or updation time we can select by the this one. So here we can choose by the condition. Account to rating is cold. So cold we need to throw an error, then it will enter by the in this loop. Okay, in this condition. So here we have taken by the condition. If account rating is the cold, we need to throw an custom error message. See here, click on to the here. We have to use it for the custom error. Account custom error. So here we have to display by the error message is the error message from flow. We are giving by the error message from flow. Okay, when it is the satisfied by the if account rating is the code, then executed by the custom error message. Let's save account rating code error. So click on save. Click on activate. Now let's create the account. Now we can check it by the which one is the executed by the first. So I'm going to create the new account. So test account. I'm giving by the code. Now I'm clicking on to the save. Now we have to observe which one is the triggered by the first custom validation rule or flow. Custom validation rule or flow error message will be the execute. So click on to the save. So error message from validation rule. First it is executed by the error message from the validation rule. So now it is executed by the custom validation rule. Executed by the custom validation rule. But as of the my requirement, first I want to execute by the flow error message. I don't want to execute by the custom validation rule. Okay, I want executed by the flow validation rule. I don't want to executed by the custom validation rule. As for now, what happened means here first executed by the custom validation rule, then executed by the flow validation rule. But as of now, custom validation rule executed, that's why flow is the not executed. So why it is not executed by the flow means in the flow we have the two options, right? Before trigger, after trigger. This one is the before record creation time. This is the after record creation time. So as for the order of execution, before triggering, first executed by the, okay, as for the order of execution, so first execute the custom validation, then second execute flow after trigger, after record trigger, this one before trigger, after trigger. That's why first executed by the custom validation rule. Here we are selecting by the after. But if you are selected by the first, if you are selected by the this one option before record save to the database, this is the after. See here. Here runs the after, here runs the before. Record committed to the database before and after trigger wise. Okay. Now I am selecting by the before run the before save the record to the database. Let's save as the new version. Click on save. Click on activate. Now same account. Now I'm trying to save same account. It is showing the error message from the validation rule, right? Now I click on to the save. See here, error message from flow. Error message from flow. So now what happened means here, when we are selecting the flow is the before run this, before committed to the database. So first executed the flow before trigger. Then second executed the custom validation rule. Custom validation. Okay, depends upon to the here. Depends upon to the flow condition means flow before run the record or after run the record. It will be the based on this custom validation rule will be the executed by the first or second. First or second. So finally the order of execution is the so first execute the flow before trigger. Second execute the custom validation. Third execute the flow after trigger. So this is the order of execution of the flow and custom validation rule. Flow and custom validation rule. So depends upon to the here. Depends upon to the record trigger before or after. Based on that, custom validation rule will be the executed. As for the order of execution, first executed by the before triggers of the flows, then executed by the custom validation rule, then executed by the flow after triggers. Okay. So this is the one of the interview question. Be careful to understand the scenario here. Okay. We have to clear, I think so. Okay. Thanks for the watching. Stay tuned for the more real-time scenarios.